everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen. And today we are going to make some blackberry pie filling and some blackberry jam. So the first thing we're going to do is work on the pie filling. Now, I happened to receive this pie filling for 99 cents, which this is normally a couple dollars. So this was a real blessing to me. About 3 years ago, I made pie filling with this, and it was absolutely amazing. And at the local discount grocery store, I picked one of these up. I did not realize that I was going to get fresh blackberries, or I would have got more of these packages. But my friend Lacey gave me some blackberries. This is a real blessing for me because this is something I've never received free. And I have some plants growing, but it seems hard for me to raise them for some reason here on the homestead. So, Lacey, I really want to thank you so much. This has been a real blessing. And I'm going to share with you the end of this video, her channel. She's just starting out. She has 2 videos as of this recording, and she's a friend of mine. I've known her since she was a little girl at our church. So, let's get making the blackberry pie filling. It's really simple because we're using the mix. You can also make this from scratch, which is really simple as well. So, it calls for 4 pounds of berries. Now I'm going to estimate it. I always do that with my cooking unless it is a certain recipe like bread machine recipes where you really need to be exact. For the pie filling, you don't need to be so as exact as the jam. So we're going to get about 4 pounds of berries, any kind of berries you want other than strawberries. So I'm going to estimate this is about 4 pounds. And then we're going to add 3 cups of sugar, 3 cups of water, and this pouch. How simple is that? Sometimes you're going to see me using a smaller measuring cup. Now I want you to know I do have 1 cup measuring cups, but the smaller ones always fit in these pickle jars that I use for putting my bulk food items like sugar. So it calls for 3 cups, so we're going to have 6 of these. That we're going to add 3 cups of water or bottled fruit juice. I'm going to use water because my fruit juice I have right now is sweetened and we don't need any more sweetener in this. So we're going to go with 3 cups of water and then we're going to put it on the stove and we're going to cook it just so it comes to a light boil. So the first thing it calls us to do is to mix the sugar and the berries and the pie filling all together before we put in the liquid. So we're going to go ahead and coat it all. Now I do not want to break up a lot of these berries because this is pie filling, it's not jam. So we're going to have to be really careful. Now we're going to go ahead and add our 3 cups of water. And we are going to just mix this till it comes to a slight boil. It'll get thick. So look how pretty that looks. Very pretty. And I'll get back to you when it's all thick and ready to put in our jars. So as you can see, it's really thickened up. In fact, I think it's just about ready. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put them in our pint jars. Now, you don't have to use this for pies. You can use this for blackberry crumble, which I love to make, which I will be making a video shortly about it. So I want to make sure I have no lumps in it. It's a little bit like gravy. You want to make sure you don't have any lumps. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fill up our pint jars. Now, I really don't know how much this is going to make, so we're going to see. I don't want to fill them too full, and actually that one's a little bit full because when things are heated, they actually can become more in volume. So you don't want to fill it over the neck. It's always important to make sure we label our things too. So we know that this isn't jam, this is actually pie filling. This is such a wonderful time of the year. To me, this is the most wonderful time of the year. Later on today, I have to work out in the garden. I want to clean up the garden and get it ready for the fall. I will be doing some fall planting of spinach and some few items like that. Since we have the pie filling finished, now we're going to go ahead and make blackberry jam. My recipe comes from the internet and it's Google search recipe. It calls for 2 quarts of blackberries, 7 cups of sugar, and 1 pouch of liquid pectin. Penny's old masher. We're just going to mash them up. Now I don't really care if they're not totally smashed up before we put them on the heat, because once we get them on the heat, they're going to cook down and they're going to smash up really well. To that, we're going to add 7 cups of sugar. Lots of sugar. But I want to let you know, this is one of those things that you only use a little bit of it. I eat a bagel each day, and I would take a teaspoon of this jam, and this jam right here, this pot, will last me all year because I only use a little bit of it. So while, yes, it is a lot of sugar, you're not consuming that much of it in a whole year's time. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did for the pie filling. We're going to put it on the stove, we're going to bring it to a light boil, and then we're going to add our liquid pectin, and we're going to bring it back to a boil, and then we're going to put it in our jars. And then we're going to can all of that for about 20 minutes in boiling water bath. It is so yummy. I made 2 of it with just the syrup because I thought this would be great on pancakes. I also have a friend from Oklahoma who gave me some blackberries that were dehydrated, and I was going to make jam with them, but I have a special project that I'm going to use with those. So make sure you always wipe your rims, because look at all that sticky goodness that's on those rims. So we're going to wipe all the rims, and we're going to put it in our canner, water bath it for 20 minutes.